Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs podcast? Welcome to the Chiefs Blitz podcast, brought to you by ChiefsBlitz.com, your top source for Chiefs news. Our podcast is produced by Bowtie Sports and hosted by Dick Athan, Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, Hense Todd, and special contributor, Fox sports reporter and anchor, Harold Kuntz. Please like and subscribe to our show. Now let's talk Kansas City Chiefs football.
All righty, welcome to the next edition of the Chiefs Blitz podcast. I'm your host, Nick Athan, along with Mr. Hense Todd, Lou Montagna,
and
Coach Andre Tillman filling in on this Monday for
quick substitution.
Quick substitution for Harold. He's a little under the weather. As Lou said before the show, he sat too close to Darren Peterson.
Yes. Yeah. You got to watch it. Cold and flu season. Got to wear those masks. Wash your hands. Come on now.
Yes,
we've been through this. Come on.
Wash your hands and wash your ass.
Got to buck up.
Hey, that's right.
Show up when you need it.
Little too much information for me, dude. Sorry.
I'm just saying, man. We gotta watch. You gotta watch that. You gotta watch that behind too, man. That's all that bacteria coming from.
Have we officially reached the off season or the talent evaluation portion of the season? Team building. It's the first official day of the combine. I think some players, the first player group that goes on the field on Thursday showed up last night to get all the measurements, the medicals. I think they do bench press and a lot of stuff. That's kind of
your head and cough.
The stuff that doesn't show up on the broadcast, right?
Yeah.
So we got that rolling. You're eligible to put your franchise
keep your junk in your pants. You know what I'm saying? You know what Chris Jones did. We don't need no more of those.
I got to share my story. So my first NFL combine, had no idea what to expect. That was the year Joe Flacco came out, and I had no idea, what was going on or how it worked. Right. So I get up there and I go through the process, and then the first day they were evaluating offensive linemen. Well, I don't know if they still do it this way because I haven't been there in a few years, but they took all the offensive linemen. They had them in a big conference room that was like an auditorium. There had to be 450, 500 scouts, media people, press. And here walk in these offensive linemen in their skivvies, seriously, in their underwear. For those who don't know what a skivvy is, who aren't old enough to remember that word or that term.
For the audience that's under 60, yeah.
Yes, under 60. So
we need an explanation there.
I kind of like, is this real? And so I asked a couple of reporter friends who'd been there before. She goes, oh, yeah, it's just a turn your head and cough dog and pony show. I'm like, well, what are they looking for? Well, they're looking for too much fat is overhanging the underwear line. And they're looking at muscle.
Shit. Too much meat.
And I was just like,
height.
Are you serious?
Well, come on, height, weight. It's.
I think that's where the girth came from.
I believe it's been affectionately known as a meat market for in certain circles, but no, absolutely. That's the infamous picture of Tom Brady standing there in his shorts and he looks like completely out of shape and just like, where is this guy going?
Yeah,
and that's why they always make jokes about it.
Yeah, I remember Jerry Jones said, man, and up there with Buddy talking about the man's packages and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it matters. I don't know. It's weird.
Sometimes those words need to string along a sentence that's coherent, and then sometimes coach says things. I have no idea what that meant.
I say things for the younger generation. Know what's going on, but the combines in full effect, man. Combines is in full effect, man. So
it's one of some people's best time of the year. After the Super Bowl, you get to watch, the upcoming guys. It's going to be the next athletes that's coming out.
For 31 teams, this is it. This is you. How do we get our team either back to the playoffs? How do we get good finally? This is your opportunity. Everybody's 0-0. You have the same opportunity at free agents, allegedly, and then also the same opportunity to draft players, allegedly. But here we are. Yes, it's exciting.
Hey, you know what I'm excited for, man? I'm excited to get for these guys in the trenches, man. I know somebody on this show like a particular guy that didn't play the full year, but his previous years he was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say his name, man, but I'm just saying it's a particular guy on the show
you talking about Banks? Banks. Yeah, Banks. I'm waiting to see what Banks do. I'm waiting for the other guys.
We had Brett front and center on the picture, and when we first came up in this particular program, he speaks tomorrow in front of the media, I believe. 10:30 in the morning. 10:30 Central Time. Correct. Or is it 11 Central? Because I had written down noon. I'm in the Eastern time zone. So, but anyway, no, it should be interesting. I mean, I wanted to ask you guys, I mean, what are you expecting from him? What would you like for him to clear up or kind of give us?
I don't want to. You want one thing I don't want to hear, Luke? Yeah. I want to hear it's a lot of talent at the running back rounds in the later rounds. That's one thing I probably throw my shoe, my Bible, whatever it is to take it to television.
I'll tell you what, you better put some bumpers on your TV, man, because that's going to come up. You know,
on Bart Simpson, what's his name? What's Bart's dad's name? Homer. How he choked Bart. If I hear Brett, my hand's gonna go right through the TV.
Hey, that is a meme. That would be a meme I'm going to create. I'm going to create that meme. You know what I'm saying? Because choking out beats, like I can't stand you. Not from me. I'm looking at.
You're gonna put Hense's face on Homer.
Most definitely. Listen though, I'm looking at the tackles, man. Like I was talking to Bo earlier before the show. I said, man,
hold on a second. What do we want to hear from Brett or not hear? In Hense's
let's
case?
talk about Brett. You're off topic.
Oh shit! I want to hear Brett talk about defense, man. Right. I want to hear Brett really put his foot and his ass into the defense, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear him talk about nobody.
Let's put some context to this. He's going to be in Indianapolis at the combine, so he may not be talking about particular defense, offense, whatever. I think he's going to be talking about players. Probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Specifically players. That's what I'm saying. Defensive line.
Okay, so Nick, you have a thought.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the two things I don't want to hear are, again, there's great value at this position. I would like to hear something different. I would like to hear.
I got your context.
Just a little bit of salsa for, looking at the free agency market and how important that is. And that we intend to be active. I want an honest answer, which I think I'll get from him, about where Patrick Mahomes sits. And we all saw the pictures of Patrick at his oldest daughter's birthday yesterday, and he's walking around, no brace, no nothing. So obviously he's made a lot of progress. I'd like to get something for the fans to grab a hold of in the 13 minutes that he'll be answering questions. I don't want to hear the value thing that we think this position or that position. I think we've earned the right to get a little bit more detail about what the plan could be, might be. I'd be curious when he talks about Tyreek Hill, what his response is. We'll break down that rumor here in a few minutes.
Let's talk defense. Shit, I want him just talk defense and contact. Just talk defense.
Well, I think
go ahead, Luke. Before we get into the updates.
I think the word salad is going to continue. I mean, you saw Coach Reed on Friday. Everything he said. That's just it. This is kind of like lying season. You've heard that 100 times. I'm sure you've heard it from me and whatever. And that's typically talking about the draft. And he is going to speak in superlatives about different position groups. He's going to be very vague. He may say some things, about a particular position group. He's going to talk about, his own team and kind of where he saw some things or place room for growth. And I think that will be as close as to something specific as we'll get. In terms of Tyreek, just like Coach, I don't think you can read anything into what he said. What are they going to say? We don't even know if Tyreek is healthy yet. Everything they say is going to be very vanilla, not make it sound like, oh my God, we're so excited he's a free agent,
right?
Or we're really not going to even look at that. He's too old, whatever. They're not going to say anything.
All about the poker face, look.
Because like you said, Nick,
Go
if he says all of a sudden we're going to be active in free agency and they swing and miss on a bunch of guys, he's going to look like an idiot. So again, I'd love to hear more from Brett, but again, you're going to hear a lot of words. It's going to, some of it may sound good, but it's basically going to be a lot of kind of.
Lou, they're going to give you what they're going to give you what they want you to hear, Lou. Y'all not going to get the juice. So, y'all going to get a little bit of, a little bit here, a little bit.
He's going to answer the questions. They're required to make some of these appearances. So, and they're going to say a lot of words without really saying a whole lot. Very political,
and y'all gonna blow the shit up like, oh my God,
yeah, and that's it, because you try to read between the lines. We try to create content with it. That's kind of what we're here for, Coach.
Yeah,
so
that's what we do.
Oh my God.
Speaking of Tyreek Hill, here's the latest update. Go ahead, Luke.
All right. So from our own site, the Chiefs are keeping a close eye on Tyreek Hill, but this actually is per Nate Taylor of The Athletic or ESPN, formerly
ESPN,
The Athletic.
yes.
I always get that screwed up. Sorry, Nate. Kansas City's officially monitoring the Cheetah's recovery from that devastating week 4 knee dislocation. And it was devastating. I mean, if you go back and look at that play, I don't know how he ever expects to walk again, but hey, who knows? Modern medicine. Is the kingdom ready for the return of the cheetah? Now, that definitely comes from us. Yes. Is the kingdom ready for the return?
I'm ready to rock and roll in the jungle with the kingdom. Nah, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man.
That was good.
I'm definitely ready
Give me
for
more
the
of that.
cheetah to come back. Right now,
that's right.
Now, honestly though, Lou, I am definitely excited to see Tyreek Hill come back with Bieniemy, because I know how special that connection is, and I know what Bieniemy expects from Tyreek Hill, and he knows what to expect. So I'm definitely excited, man. I hope they do pull the trigger and bring him back to the kingdom.
I think like I said, I'm getting more and more of the belief that, after his quote unquote visit with the medical staff in Kansas City, that they probably have a pretty good idea as to where he might be, how far along is he. And I think what you can have all these negative things about Tyreek Hill, and there's been a lot of off the field stuff, and I'm not going to get into any of it at this point, but the guy is a workout warrior. And when he went to his last injury, he's up running the hill out in Olathe, Kansas, if people are familiar with that, by the old Lowe's at 135th Street. And he's running up and down it. He gets in shape. He works hard at his body. I have no doubt he may not be 100% as fast as he used to be. He may not be 95%, but a 90% Tyreek Hill is still fast enough. And if he's elusive enough, I think the Chiefs have a golden opportunity here to do something. I think they will probably have at their disposal probably a position at number 9 to take the best wide receiver in this draft class, whoever they think that is. I don't think there's going to be a receiver taken before the Chiefs draft at 9. And if whoever it is, that's irrelevant at the moment. And you add Tyreek Hill, you got Chad O'Shea, and if you haven't watched Chad O'Shea's interview with Mitch and Matt on Chiefs.com, it's pretty great.
Very serious guy, very intense.
Very serious, very direct, very intense. That's why he has success. So if they get the top wide receiver in the draft class, if they bring Hill back, who's going to have a lot of familiarity with Patrick, then you got Rashee Rice. Sounds like he's going to play this year. You got a Worthy, and then you got Royals, and then the veteran leadership of Travis Kelce. Then all of a sudden, this is a really good wide receiver room. You have a guy, whoever they draft in the first round is going to be a replacement for Tyreek Hill. And I say Tyreek Hill over Hollywood Brown is a significant upgrade. Royals, is an upgrade over Juju. So you've got a lot of potential here, but I don't believe the rumors about him going to Buffalo. I think it's too cold. I don't think that's where he wants to go. I think he probably would sign a pretty team-friendly deal, but I'm more and more in the line of thinking that they can say all these things, and Andy kind of really danced around the whole topic. I mean, the guy was in the building, looking at being with the Chiefs doctor. So
Nick,
I
real
like
quick,
the idea of Tyreek Hill. I was against it, but I kind of like the idea of him coming back.
So Nick, from what I'm getting from you is, will you want the Kansas City Chiefs to go ahead and pick a wide receiver at 9?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
See, there you go, Luke. I add context to it, right? I went into detail.
I think they'll have the best wide receiver, whoever that is.
I agree.
And I know enough, but I don't know enough. This is not my forte. But the bottom line is they'll be the team that I think will have they'll have an option to take any one of the top wide receivers at number 9, because I don't think there's going to be a receiver taken. I think there's going to be a surprise entry into the top 5 that's going to come out of the combine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think they per Nate Taylor, they still monitoring the situation.
Yeah,
they have to, right? Because you don't know what you don't know what you're going to get from what Rasheed Rice is going to do off the field. You know what I mean? Or is he going to be in court? Is he going to serve his 30 days? You don't know what you're going to get from Rice. So why not bring that back into connection that Patrick Mahomes knows? So I'm all with it. Yep. I'm all for it. I know people in the chat is not with it. I know Sam said no, we don't need him. But again, if you bring back Tyreek Hill, like I think Western said, 75% of Tyreek Hill is still faster than some of the guys that's still in the league. So if you bring back Tyreek Hill and he's healthy, the 10 is going to be available because Isaiah Pacheco is not going to be wearing that jersey next year. You know what I mean? So so I'm all for it. What about you, Lou, before we move on to the next?
Well, there's a couple of factors that I think will weigh in Kansas City's favor. Is one, the status of just the wide receiver room, as you guys have all kind of touched on, as far as whether it's inexperience, just guys that are under, the short amount of guys that are under contract, and the fact that I think the Chiefs would be more willing to take a chance on him than any other team, right? As far as maybe early on in the process, knowing that he might not be available till like mid-season or something like that, right? So, and I don't know that other teams would really be willing to do that because they don't have the familiarity with him and so forth, and they may be looking for a little bit more, I don't want to say of a guarantee, but a little bit, they would have to feel a lot more comfortable with the status of his knee and just the ability to play and really to be a factor in their season. But I think the Chiefs would be willing to roll the dice a little bit here, especially if they do take, one of the supposed top wide receivers in the draft first. So now you've got another piece of that room is in place. And now you wouldn't have to rely on Tyreek as much until they actually need it. You would hope by playoff time that the Chiefs, 1, would qualify, and 2, he would be as close to in shape or as best that can be expected after that horrific injury to be ready to play some role in a playoff run. So, he would certainly, in my boat, as far as all those factors, I think to me, it would be worth the roll of the dice, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
And in other updates as well, the Chiefs was, I know me and Dre was talking about this earlier, free agent. Remember, Travis Etienne looking to probably come over to be a Kansas City Chiefs in the free agency. So would y'all like that? He's 27 years old, coming off of what, 1,100-yard season.
Had a good bounce back season.
He was the Jacksonville's go-to guy. Like he was a home run hitter, and y'all know what he can do. So why not bring him over to the kingdom? I said I'm with it. What would that contract be looking like, Louis, if they did bring a guy like that caliber?
Well, we saw Javonte Williams signed a contract over the weekend with the to go back to the Cowboys. I believe it was 3 years, $24 million, $16 million guaranteed. So that's kind of the floor, I would think. But I think Etienne not having the injury history would help a little bit because Javonte had a really bad injury when he was in Denver before he left, but then he kind of proved it 2 years outside of that injury. Last year had a great year for the Cowboys, was very instrumental in them being a very high-powered offense, not just throwing the ball to CD and George, but to also Javonte Williams was a big part of that. So
right.
I think it would probably be, see, you've got a handful of guys that are like superstars that have been paid, right? You've got Saquon, Christian, Jonathan Taylor, who else?
Kid from Buffalo.
Who else has been paid? James Cook. I think he got like 11 million, not as much as they did. Derrick Henry got a pretty decent contract. If I'm missing anybody, Jahmyr Gibbs is probably going to get a pretty decent deal. But you got guys that are like a superstar player. They may get the 14 and above. So if you're talking, if you're looking at like the franchise tag, which is I think around 14 million for running backs, that's probably what he's going to be looking for. Do the Chiefs play in that market? I don't know. Talent-wise, I like him. I've liked him since he, at Clemson. I've liked him since he's been at Jacksonville. Has he been perfect? No, but he's good enough, and he's a great receiver. Yeah. So
is he worth the money? Is he worth the money? That's the real question.
I don't think at 14 million per, probably not.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he does have some breakaway speed, but it's not like elite. So that's really what you're paying for. Now it says there he's a 4.4 speed, but you have to see it on the field, and it's not like he's breaking a ton of long runs, but he can get up the field, and catch a pass down. So that's, again, the Chiefs might value him a little bit differently, but
he is a dual threat, though.
They'd have to be willing to invest that much in the position, and I get the sense that if not at 9. Certainly at 40 or 74, they'd be looking for a younger, much more cost-friendly type of back.
Yeah, I think the key for me is I don't think the Chiefs are concerned about getting a running back with elite speed, 4.3, 4.4, as much as they are running back who can be patient at the line of scrimmage, identify a hole, and be able to adjust. And that's something they haven't had. Right. They haven't had that since Kareem Hunt, when Kareem was a rookie second-year player. It's eluded them as a franchise. Jamal Charles was that kind of guy. But Charles had incredible speed even after his ACL injury, which he came back in less than 9 months. So I think for me, when you look at, a guy like Athan, he does check every box. He is a good pass catcher. He's a good running back. He can block. You have to block in Andy Reid's system, in his offense. You got to have a running back. They don't have a guy who can play all three downs. Now, I don't know enough about Jeremiyah Love and his ability to block, but I don't see the Chiefs going, number 9. Again, I don't think Love's going to be there at 9, so I think it's kind of irrelevant. But as much as we all love him, and we do, and he could be a game changer. And I like the fact that we've got a really good running backs coach, and we've got a running back, OC. It's clear they're gonna give the ball at the rock to the running backs more this year if they can get the right players. Etienne would be a great choice. Yeah, Breece Hall is still my favorite because I think that he'll have that chip on his shoulder, and I think the Chiefs can take advantage of it. And I don't think these guys are going to get the kind of dollars. I think we saw what the running back's going to pay, but I think the Cowboys, after franchising their wide receiver, franchise tagging him, I don't know how much more money they can actually spend.
Well, I don't think no one has applied a tag to anyone. It's all kind of reported. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. So
there's two. The Falcons applied a tag to Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. Read the story carefully. I don't think anybody's applied a tag yet.
Not officially.
They're saying they're going to. I think the Jets have mentioned that they could probably use a tag on Breece, whether it's the franchise or the transition tag. Transition tag is a little dicey because if somebody extends an offer to the guy and the Jets decide to let him go, they don't get anything in return.
Yeah.
They don't get any draft picks. And as a matter of fact, I don't think they get any comp picks either. That guy just goes. It's just as if it never happened.
No, he'll get a compensatory pick. They'll get a compensatory pick for him.
Not on the transition tag.
No, on the tag, no. If he's
that's what I'm saying. But if they were, again, they would have to pull it before, and I'm sure it's just semantics, but in the rules, they don't get any compensation if the guy, they just say we're not matching the offer.
He's got a great agent.
But the interesting thing I think we'll see is the tags if there are going to be any tags applied, they'll come after this week because all the agents are there. Most of the GMs will be there, and those conversations are going to be had. They're going to kind of gauge where the market is and what's what. And I think that's when either they can sign and trade that guy, or they're like, hey, the market's just not there. We're not going to put a tag because he ain't getting that money. But to your point, Nick, as far as Dallas, yeah, they'd be stupid not to. I think the wide receiver tag is like $28 million.
What do you think, Andre?
Again, I'm all for it. Bring him in, whatever it costs. The man got some pop. He can catch out the backfield. He's
whatever it costs.
Okay, well, damn, Chiefs desperate for a running back right now. Shit, hey, right now, get him. Because Brees Hall's banged up. We know what Brees Hall is. He's banged up. Ian Ten, to me, prove he's a workhorse. He can do everything.
He'll be all right.
And he wants to come. He wants to come to Kansas City.
He does.
Well,
and that's all. That's all I need to hear.
It is lying season. These agents aren't stupid.
Come on, Lou, damn. Come on,
they start floating stuff out there. Say, hey, Travis, you may want to say, hey, the Chiefs really want to run it back.
But you got to remember,
just say you might want to play for them.
Hey, everything people say Lou is smoke and mirrors. No, damn, the man want to come to the kingdom.
Jackson, as soon as if there's a market, all of a sudden, maybe Jacksonville says, wait a second, maybe we will tag him.
I think you got to remember during the trade talks, his agent was given permission to talk potential contracts. They were begging to come to Kansas City. They were saying accept their offer. And the Chiefs and them had an understanding of what potentially could be a contract, so he would not hit free agency. So I think that they have a leg up on what the understanding is, what the numbers are. And again, the Chiefs, still have some things to do to create, some cap space, which they'll do here in the next 4 or 5 days. I think it'll be done by the end of this.
I want to get to that question, Luke.
All right, so Blake Bams.
Blake.
If Jets place transition tag, you think Chiefs still go after him? And could Chiefs use a poison pill tactic, like if the Jets match the offer, contract becomes fully guaranteed? Is this allowed with transition tag?
Yes.
Okay, so if they place the transition tag, which I believe would be closer to 11 million. Again, the Chiefs would have to be comfortable paying him $11 million. So that's a tough one. I don't know. I still don't know that they're going to want to pay any running back that much money. Yeah. That's just the sense that I get. Could they use a poison pill tactic? Well, yeah. I mean, they can put anything in the contract, and then it's up to the Jets to see whatever they want to do. And they could just simply say, we'll match it, but it's just a 1 year fully guaranteed anyway. So that really wouldn't be a poison pill as far as the tag. So, and then is this allowed with transition tag? Well, yeah. I mean, if they sign him to a contract, whatever is in there, I believe is, as long as it's within the CBA and all that stuff, they can put anything in there that they want. So, it's just, again, at the end of the day, we don't know because we haven't seen it. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but it just certainly seems like the Chiefs don't want to invest big money in that running back position to this point. Now, maybe just because of the way the offense has gone lately, that there's thinking, well, this would help. And if we're going to have to, maybe kind of ease Patrick back into things, good running back would really help as well.
So basically what you're saying, Lou, is it. So basically what you're saying is the Chiefs are willing to go at number 9 and get them a running back instead of paying good money for a running back in the market.
9, 40, 74, any one of their picks. If they feel like there's a guy there that it's going to be a lot cheaper. Now, I think at 9, it's going to be a little bit closer than what you would pay a veteran, but not nearly. It's not that high. It is less than that.
Right.
Less than the 11 million of the transition tag.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think Trevor, like I said last Monday when Harold was on here, I think the best free agent running back be Trevor's Etienne Jr. To be if the Chiefs does go that route without drafting one, that would be my first choice.
Yep.
But speaking of the combine, I had some guys, and y'all can throw in some guys in there as well that think could be some names to watch here for Kansas City coming up in this combine. And the first name I have is the kid from Tennessee, Chris, man, standing at 6'5", 205 pounds. I want to see what this kid. I want to see the 40 time to see what this kid come out here and does, and with the 40 time, and also, what's that? The gauntlet drill as well. I want to see what he does there. Like you can see what happens there as well. So, you
trying to say is his hands official? You trying to say does this man have official hands?
Do he have official hands, man? I know the speed is there.
The speed's there.
You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of knock, like Lou been saying for the longest since we've been doing this show. It's a lot of knock on Tennessee wide receivers. Yeah. Can he be that? He have the height, the size, the weight. You know what I mean?
The measurables are all there. He's got the physique. He's got the size. It's all there. You just have to feel comfortable that he can fit into your offense, running the particular routes you want him to run and so forth. Because again, you haven't seen it much in Josh Heupel's offense. So
while they run it, it's like scramble drill with Patrick Mahomes. He gonna got that pocket and run to the right and left. You gotta be able to run and chase that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to adapt to Patrick Mahomes. So that's a good drill. Hey, any receiver that want to play for Kansas City Chiefs, you gotta really work this drill, because if not, you drop a couple of them damn balls, 40-50% of them damn balls, you're not getting drafted in this offense. I'll tell you that.
So
this kid always go up and get the ball as well. So
look at the hang time.
He's 6'5", and that's what.
Yeah, I mean that's
like
I said. I mean, he's a freakish athlete. I mean, there's nothing will sway me from that. I mean, that's not a question.
What's going to sway you?
Where does he fall? Where does he fall in the draft?
I think he's potentially end of first round, well into the second round. I think he would be. He might be available with that 40th pick.
Yeah.
The only thing is, and I'll just say this in general about the combine. The combine is probably about 10% of the evaluation on a player. So if he drops a few passes in the gauntlet, the only thing that would give you concern, because he is such a speedy guy, if he ran a bad 40.
Yeah.
Now that's not going to take him off your draft board, but you're going to wonder like what's going on. So then,
hand drills.
Then of course you go to the pro day, see if he, I don't know whatever happened. He just had a bad day and just didn't run well. But other than that, you've seen everything you have to see. If you either like him or you don't. So I don't think, short of again just running a bad 40 time, which he is not going to do because he's just really fast.
Right.
Either you like the guy or you don't. So the potential is definitely there. I think you certainly would be worth an end of the first round, early second round pick. You just have to, have the conviction that he'll be able to do some of these things in your offense, and then he will somehow break the mold of these other Tennessee wide receivers.
Lou, I hate to break with you kicking, Lou, but you got to be able to catch the ball on the run with Patrick Mahomes, right? Damn the speed, I get that. You got to be able to catch that ball on the run, and that's what I'm looking at, because if you drop, again, 50 or 60% of these passes on this drill, I don't want you, because we seen the speed.
Well, these guys are all highly trained athletes.
You better be able to catch the goddamn ball. That's
nobody drops that many.
They hope not. I hope
if you drop one or two, again, I mean, to me, there's no situation on an NFL football field where you're going to catch 3 or 4 passes and willingly drop it because you got to go and catch another one in the next couple of seconds. It's just
I get that. To me, it's the eye coordination though, Lou. I'll be ecstatic if he catch every ball.
Well, yeah, sure. It's great, but I don't think you're going to say, well, hell, he dropped a couple of them. Screw him. He's out. I mean, I don't know that
I'm a perfectionist. Kick rocks, man.
If you were going to throw away your entire evaluation and all the time you put in and said, okay, here's my grade on him. And he missed a couple wearing shorts, dropping balls willingly that you never do, especially a skills player is trained. You tuck that ball away and you run as fast as you can or get out of bounds, whatever it is. Right. But in that drill, you catch it, you drop. You catch it, you drop.
Hey, on this drill, yes, you catch the ball, secure it, and drop it. Now, listen, you have to catch it because if I'm a scout, if I'm a GM, I want perfection, damn it. I want you because
you're not gonna get perfection.
No,
dude.
This is their Super Bowl. These guys
you are the most unrealistic.
No, it really isn't.
I kind of agree with Trey.
Dude. Come on.
It really isn't their Super Bowl.
Catch and tuck. Hey, give me 9 out of 10. Good, baby.
A guy like Brazel. A lot of these guys pretty much are set or close to set in the place where they're going to get drafted. Now you might have some variation, but not a lot.
No.
The ones that actually need it, for them, it's their Super Bowl. If you got like some of the FCS players, or maybe a power fire, like whatever they call them, the ones that get the automatic berths in the playoffs, but they're in the lower league, like James Madison and those teams. Right. What do they call there? What are they called? Okay. So anyway, so if you've got guys that maybe are near the end or they haven't gotten the publicity, now you want to go in and impress and turn somebody's head and say, wow, we need to do a little bit more work on this guy. He ran that drill like he's been doing it in his sleep.
There you go, Kenny.
So it just depends kind of on who you are. Mid-major, I think they use that in the NCAA. I don't know. There's a special one, those 2 automatic bids in the CFP. Yeah, I don't know. Group of 5, group of 6, whatever they are. But typically it was your Tulane and James Madison that got in this year. So if you're playing at a non-power school, or you're a guy that maybe of the 300 that got invited, you're between like 200 and 300, you got to make a name for yourself. So yeah, for those guys, that's their Super Bowl. For the other ones, it's really just showing up and showing them that you are healthy.
There you go.
But one guy, and we're gonna get into next is tight end from Baylor. Michael Triggs.
Okay, Hense, can we stop dancing around this? This is kind of like
let's talk about
this is part of the gold jacket. Go on, give us your.
He said, "Stop playing with it and tell how you really feel. Tell us how you really feel."
I'm just trying to give you the guys that names to watch. But
they just happen to be gold jacket guys. Now give us your article. This is it.
They happen to be a gold jacket guy.
Show us your passion for the guy.
I'm just saying what y'all think about it. But Trigg 6'4", 240. You know what I mean? He had 50 receptions last year. He was up there tied for, he was up there, in reception. The kid have arms. And Hense is, out this world, I haven't seen it. Like his catch radius is up there. So the Chiefs can be looking at tight ends. We got, Jared Wiley, all these other guys, Travis Kelce.
We got the Universal Soldier. We got all these guys on your gold jacket, man, but none of these motherfuckers panned out.
Shut up, sir. Whatever. but Triggs, man, I'm ready to see what he does in the gauntlet drill as well, man. And like his catch radius is there, 6'4".
He's got a lot riding on having a good combine, I think.
Right. He's one of these guys that, he's now just about every one of these guys has transferred at least once. That's not even a thing anymore. So you almost assume that everybody is transferred at least once. But there's a lot of potential here. There has been some production. He's more of a big receiver. I think this tight end class isn't being looked at quite as closely as last year's was, because you had Loveland and you had Tyler Warren, almost lock first-round guys, and they both played like it. Loveland took a while to get rolling, but by the end of the year, that was the go-to guy.
It takes time, but again, guys.
So this kid, this kid, if he has a very strong combine, then again, some of the scouts will go back and do a little bit more work, and maybe they do move him a bit. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't know that Sadiq is even a lock in the first round. I don't know if we get.
Why you say that?
What's that?
Why you say that?
Because I think there's other positions right now that, I mean, the wide receiver group actually is, maybe there's not the superstar that there's been in the last few years, but there's about 12, like I said, 12 or 13 guys that more than likely are going to go in the first 2 rounds. So that's going to take up a lot of space. A lot of edge guys. There's a decent group of offensive linemen. Again, no superstars, but there's about 10 guys that are all about the same. Yeah. So if he can kind of show out, who knows? Maybe he's the first tight end.
Just catch the goddamn ball at a high rate. Shit.
Well, there's more to it, but okay. Catching the ball is important.
Well, next number 3 is Scott, man. Scott from Miami. Yeah, I know y'all heard
Keontae Scott, high gold jacket guy on my boys list. Go ahead, man. Break him down.
6 feet, 192 pounds. You know what I mean? Hey, solo tackler. You see, he reminds me of Marcus Peters, man. I want to see what actually transpired. I'm just saying. He just, he transferred. What do you think about him, Nick? What you got to say? What?
No, I mean, I got, it's got good size. He's 6 feet.
Go back to the picture, Hence.
He's got.
look at who's chasing there. Jeremiah Smith. Everybody remembers this play. Jeremiah Smith misses his block on the tunnel screen, right? Yeah. And that led to Keontae Scott kind of thieving that pass, and then. Jeremiah, I got to catch him or nobody's catching him, and he didn't catch him. So this is a great play. It kind of encapsulates who he is. He's a ball hawk. He will gamble some, right? Which is good what you want. In some cases, true. But sometimes it's going to get in trouble. So it's kind of a hit or miss. And that's, I think, that goes to the comp of Marcus Peters, is that he is going to take the ball away some, but then he's also, he might get beat on some things where he.
Listen. I'll talk to Bo before the show, man. We talking about Chiefs and their DBs. I know he's a stud. I know he's that guy. I know he's a gold jacket, but damn it, the Chiefs got to understand, when you got a good ass DB, you pay him. You got to pay him because
McDuffie, dude. It's not happening.
I'm not even saying McDuffie. I'm Brandon Carr. Javarius Ward. It's a lot of guys that the Chiefs had that panned out to be
great. Might pay Watson. They might pay Watson.
I will pay somebody to pay one of them DB shit.
He and Chanel are the only 2 guys on defense to pay.
I kind of agree with not to get off subject, but Watson need to be paid. He didn't give up a touchdown since 2022, 2023.
That's a long. That's Super Bowl. He gave one up in the Super Bowl.
That don't count. But it was busted coverage. Busted coverage.
It was a busted coverage.
It wasn't his fault if you go back and look at the play. But other than that, man, he didn't give up a touchdown
for your boy.
He did not play as well in the second half of the season this year.
I'm just saying he ain't gave up a touchdown like T. Smurf did.
We're talking about Keontae Scott right now.
I know, Lou. We're talking about Keontae Scott. I'm just saying.
Let's give him his due.
Okay, you're right.
Keontae Scott, man, he's one of my top. He is my top corner that's coming out this draft. I know everybody have everybody else. But Keontae Scott, man, is the blitz package that he can.
So some things you could pick up in the DB drills when they do kind of the back pedal, flip the hips, react to the ball. So you kind of get to see their fluidity and how they turn, how they flip their hips and turn and run. So those types of things can be helpful, at least to the casual fan that's watching. This is what they're trying. That's what they're looking for.
Right.
But again, the scouts have they've gone over that. They've gone over film. They've been there in person to see him. So all these things are kind of bang.
Well, what round you think he'll go in, Lou, before we go to the next?
Again, I think there's a little boomer bust there with him. I mean, if you're willing and the cards come up right, the dice come up right, you could have an all pro for like 5 years, something like that.
Could.
But if it doesn't, then maybe it turns into a Marcus Peters situation, which isn't awful, but you may be looking to make a move 3-4 years down the road. But
throw a shot.
But no, I mean he's got every opportunity. There's a lot of good corners too. So he's got some.
He said 4 or 5 years down the stretch. Hey, Beach, y'all gotta
move on to the next guy, man. I call him the Mountain of the Mountains. 6'6", 6'7", 336 pounds. The big man for Texas A&M. Hey, this kid, Demetrius, man, you see him at the Senior Bowl, manhandling all the best pass rushers. Nobody couldn't get near him. You know what I mean? He was throwing guys left from right. You know what I mean? Hey, for Jawan Taylor's replacement, if Jawan Taylor can't be here, everybody know Issa Poe, all these guys. But if you put this guy next to, Trey Smith on that offensive line, you probably can get him in the third round. I think that I want to see what he do in this combine as well, man. Like how do he actually move around, through the drills they had them go through as well. But I know Drake talked about him before. What do you think about him?
I hate to be a stickler real quick, man. I'm gonna have to grab with Nick on this one, man. I think Issa Poe gonna take care of that. But the guy's nice, man. Demetrius was Croner, right? Croner, my bad. He's solid. A third round guy to me. He did play very well in a Senior Bowl. He did play very well, so he got good size, good hands on. Yeah. But I'm gonna go with Nick on this one, man. I'm gonna go Issa Poe.
Issa Poe got his butt kicked.
Issa Poe.
See what happened to Issa Poe.
Issa.
Go ahead, go. What you had to say, Luke?
Again, a massive dude, 6'7", well over 300 pounds. Like you said, I mean, it'd be interesting to see, how he moves. Again, it's not real football, but you can just see what kind of athlete he is. I know the Chiefs do value that a lot, especially in the run game. Guys getting out on the edge, getting to the second level, that sort of thing. And hopefully some of those zone schemes that Coach EB will coach him up with, and hopefully Andy Heck can kind of bring those young guys along too. But we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if they took an offensive lineman. I just don't see them doing it in the top 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe not even the 4th. I mean, if they decide one, they are going to cut Jawan Taylor, which it seems like a foregone conclusion because of the cap ramifications, and it can really help that out.
Right.
But so we just assume that he's gone. They have to. I think they feel comfortable with the guys they have behind them, whether it's Jalen Moore, whether it's Issa Poe, whether it's Chu Godric.
Issa.
So, and then you got Ethan Driscoll coming back too. Yeah. They're really high on him a couple of years ago, and I don't know what happened last year, but he was on NFI or whatever it was the whole season. So they might be content, with those guys as backups. If they're not, then potentially an offensive lineman. But I don't think in their top 3 picks they'll go O-line.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, especially if someone, if the top tackle slides in round 1, which I don't think is going to happen. Again, it depends on what they do in March. But he's a guy that I throw out there as my right tackle for the next 5-6 years. I would have no problem doing that. That will really bolster the line. He's got a lot of college experience. Issa Poe's got a lot of college experience. He got a swift taste of the NFL by having to go out there and play.
It's smacking.
And he got smacked a little bit, but he gave some smack back. So we don't know what we don't know what he is. And the other thing too to keep in mind when we talk about offensive linemen, I'm not a fan of the offensive line coach. However, with Eric Bieniemy back, you're going to see an offensive coordinator get in the face of some of these offensive linemen to make sure they're blocking right. And that's one thing that I think.
Not in the face. Eric Bieniemy probably at the kneecaps.
I think it doesn't matter.
Mid-chest,
whatever it is. But nice. I think you're going to see.
Spot to poke.
I think his fiery nature is going to be really good for any issues that these players may have with the scheme of the offensive line, the way they're being coached. He's going to bring them up to another level of understanding, cooperation, of making sure that, okay, in this kind of play, this is what's expected of you. This is what you need to do. And if somebody makes a glaring mistake, I think all positions, offensive line, running back, wide receiver, tight end, it isn't going to matter. But I think potentially for the offensive line, I think Eric's presence is going to be good. I think Chad O'Shea's presence is going to be good as well. That's gonna force the offensive line coach to step up his game. And I really like the mix of what Andy's done with the coaching staff. We've talked about it. But for them to go offensive line, I wouldn't be surprised in the third or fourth round. That's where they go.
All right, we're gonna move on to Mizzou.
Mr. Harris, that's what I said.
Young. We're gonna go on with Young, man. 6'5".
Oh shit.
6'5", 262 pounds. Hey, this kid is relentless out there. He speaks Spags. If you looked at the defensive line with Spags in New York, he had these type of guys, and you try to bring those type of guys here. But we've seen with George Kalafis.
He fits the mold. He fits the mold.
And the attitude of the attitude of Frank Clark. I like the attitude of Frank Clark when he was here, but the attitude of Frank Clark, but with a higher play level. And you've seen what he did in the Senior Bowl. What you think about this guy, Luke? Go ahead.
He's kind of a monster on the edge. That was the thing that really stuck out. And every day in practice, there was no let up. Every rep was like the last rep he was going to do that day. I mean, he was just 100 miles an hour, strength, has a few different moves, but just like the attitude too, because he will talk. The jaw will be moving. And he's another one of these guys that I think from an accountability standpoint, he will hold people accountable himself, even if he's a rookie. So I really like his attitude. I like his strength. I like his motor, everything, all that stuff. And I think, again, he has that kind of larger defensive end that the Chiefs seem to like. But I think he's got some wiggle and some opportunities to get on the edge as well. So more so than a George or Mike Dana or some of these other guys. Not saying that those guys aren't good players, but this kid, I think, can come at a different level. I think he probably starts to become a thing mid-first round. So he's kind of in a weird place as far as the Chiefs are concerned. I don't know that he goes as high as 9, and he's definitely, I think, would be gone by 40. So,
but you think at the combine his stock could rise a little higher, right?
I don't know. I think if people weren't already aware of him and knew exactly what kind of player he was by the time he got to the Senior Bowl, that certainly did it. So I don't know how much higher he's really going to ride. I mean, especially again, he's not going to run any faster than they know he is. He's not going to be. I don't know what he can do to make himself an even better player, especially with things that aren't. I mean, if he runs like a 4.7 or 4.6, right, and he does something that wasn't expected.
Like a Chris Jones, like Chris Jones letting his junk hang.
Like he shaved some time off his 40 or something like that, where he could sway some people, but I don't think so. I think he's done everything he's had to, whether his play at Mizzou and then again the Senior Bowl. Everybody's there, man, and he was great.
I'm just glad he's not from Kansas State. You know what I'm saying? We don't need a homegrown FAU player.
Well, Missouri's pretty close.
Missouri's pretty close enough.
It is. But dig what I'm kicking though. Nick Bolton is from Mizzou, right? He's from Mizzou, and he was high on my board when he came out. He's an excellent attacker, so excellent tackler, right? Now this guy's Zion Young. Yes, this is what Bo's like. A guy that doesn't give a damn about the rules. You know what I'm saying? Long out there making plays. He out there being aggressive, barking all up your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Play to the echo of the whistle.
Hey, play to the flag is thrown, goddammit. And that's what Bo likes. I like him too because he was aggressive in the Senior Bowl. He was talking this smack, and also he backed it up. So I do like Zion Young. I do believe he's going to be a steal, and I do believe he's going to be a stud. I believe he's going to really impact the game when given an opportunity. So I like him.
I do too. I mean, I listen, pass rush. I mean, they've got to fix the defensive line. He would be a perfect addition. He would be great in the Spags system. If they went defensive tackle and defensive end or pass rusher in the first and second rounds, I'd be thrilled. I'm not sure where he falls. I've seen Young all over the place as far as potential rounds. I don't know why people aren't more excited about him. being in a, at least a second, third round draft pick.
Gold Jacket is.
But I know, well, okay. I'm not saying.
No, he's probably cemented in the first. I just don't think it's going to, I don't know that it's going to be higher than
I don't think so.
15.
Yeah. I don't think so. That's just me.
Well, one other guy that everybody's talking about, some guys talking about in the chat is Denzel Boston, and me and Lou talked about it as well.
Some guys,
I'm just saying we don't know what is the combine. The combine is this week, and we want to see what his numbers go. Like it depends if he runs a 40, and I think he is going to come out. He's going to be one of the
wide receivers are Saturday, right? I think Saturday.
Saturday. So he's going to run it.
Well, I should say skill. Quarterback, running back, wide receivers are Saturday. Yeah. So this is a guy I'm going to be watching in the combine very, very closely because I think this is my favorite wide receiver coming out of this draft. Besides everybody else, I want to actually see what he does, man, because he does give me that Mike Evans vibes. I know a lot of the Chiefs was high on Mike Evans. We were trying to get him in free agency. But 6'4", like I said, 6'4".
I got breaking news.
Shit! Let's get it.
Isaiah Pacheco got a haircut.
2-time Super Bowl champ. 2-time Super Bowl
champion. Sorry. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Don't interrupt me. 2-time Super Bowl champion Mike Dana says, "Thanks for everything, Kansas City. It looks like the Chiefs will be cutting him. That will save $8 million on the salary cap."
So
good riddance.
Was that an Instagram post?
That was from the Chiefs.com themselves. So he's gone.
Well, did he post it on Instagram? Was that what it came? Is that where it came from?
Posted his quote. And he said, "Thank you."
Okay.
He's gone. That's $8 million. So the Chiefs now are about $2 million under the cap. When they move Juwan Taylor off the roster, you're looking at a surplus of about $17 million to $18 million in cap space. But Mike Dana is gone. Excellent.
I said it earlier though, earlier in the season. I said Galati is gonna get his time. His ass is out now. Now I see what they're doing. Now they're trying to listen to your boy. Let's get some youth going. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly what they're doing. Yeah.
Hell yeah, and they should. God damn it.
But
Denzel Boston. I think I hear what you're saying. Hence, as far as he's concerned, I think we've talked about it. I think the 40 time is going to make a big difference for him. Everybody, I think, knows what he can do, the contested catches, everything that he does, breaking tackles, that sort of thing. Right. I think as far as at the combine, what you want to see is with some of the shorter route drills where they're going out and coming back in, coming in and going back out, just that change of direction, just to show that part of his game. You want to see him do that cleanly, not so much whether he catches. He's got great hands. He's going to catch the ball. That's not a problem. So just, how he comes in and out of his breaks, that'll be one. And again, they've seen it in practice. They've seen it in games. But as far as we're concerned, just to see it without the uniforms on and just doing it on air, that's one thing to look for, his 40 time. But other than that, again, he's a guy that, if he's not in the top, he's definitely in the top 4. I think we talked about this last week as well. We just don't know what order certain teams are going to have. And I bet if you talk to like 10 different teams, it might be like 3 or 4 different orders they have it in, maybe even 5, as far as mix and match these 4 guys. And that's Tate, Lemon, and Tyson to go along with Boston. So it really just, the medicals, that's going to be huge. Obviously for Jordan Tyson, that's going to be a big thing for him and the other guys too, but Tyson for sure. And then the 40 times. Yeah. Even though, again, it's not like, oh yeah, we're definitely drafting him because of the 40 time, but it just confirms, hey, the play speed anymore. They've got GPS on the guys, and you see these things during the course of the game. Oh, he got up to 21 miles an hour. So they track all that stuff, and scouts have that information. So you know how fast he is on the field. But for us to see a good 40 time, it'd be like, oh, okay, he's definitely needs to be considered to be one of the he could be the number 1 receiver off the board.
Looking at Boston, he does got that physical aspect. I do like in a wide receiver like Mike Evans, Can he high point the ball? Yes. Can he get separation? Yes. Is he a go-to guy? Yes. Like I said before, I don't give a good damn about the 40 times about how fast these guys can run. I want to see in-game speed. I want to see who are you. You know what I'm saying when it comes to that nature. But as far as what I'm looking at is hands. Again, can you catch the ball at a high rate? When the ball's thrown, can I count on you? When it's your time, can I count on you? Can you catch the goddamn ball? Well, I need you to catch the ball. You know what I'm
with
saying?
a bunch of defenders around him.
I don't give a good damn. You goddamn right, Lou. I'm talking about catch the ball at any radius. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you're running full speed, so you got to be able to have them hands. You know what I'm saying? Like catch and go.
Yeah. It's amazing what you can pick up from watching games and the game film.
Because Sky Moore caught hell because he did the same drills and shit. So like the same drill, and he was dropping shit. So I was like, hey,
Rueben Bain, everybody's top choice, is not going to be at the combine. I think he's not going to be there, not going to be up in the drills and nothing like that. I think because it's measured. I think everybody going to measure a little his arms, and it's probably going to drop his stock is there. So I don't know if he's going to get his arms measured again, or they're just going to go with the numbers he got. So that's something
it's going to get done, whether it's at his pro day or in Indianapolis. Now, if he just chooses not to do the drills, he may just show up, do the interviews and all that stuff, just to, really kind of check that box because, why not? And then if he chooses to do drills at his pro day or just run at his pro day, again, for a bunch of these guys, it's really just an exercise for the teams and everything else. It really is not going to change anything where they're drafted, especially like a Rueben Bain or Michael Bailey or Mendoza's not going to throw, right? I mean, he doesn't have anything to gain by that. Now, one thing I did want to bring up is that Ty Simpson can be the belle of the ball on Saturday because he will be throwing. And for him, this can be a big deal because he did have an illness near the end of last year. He did lose a bunch of weight near the end of the season, and his play kind of tailed off. And then he kind of picked it back up at the end, and then they got crushed in the playoff game. But, it's there for him, right? I mean, if he's the top guy throwing, I mean, this could be a big deal for him. Because I think between quarterbacks and running backs, it may be one of the lower number of participants in a combine I think since like 1985, they're saying. So it's not going to be as big a field. So I think that'll help him and any of the other quarterbacks that work out, especially guys like from North Dakota State. I think his name is Cole Payton. He's a lefty, played at the Senior Bowl. There may be some people that haven't seen him. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be a great stage for those guys. So I wouldn't be too concerned with Rueben Bain. Yeah, everybody knows that his arms aren't quite 33 inches or whatever they're looking for them to be. But if you watch him play football, it's pretty damn good.
To me, God, it's like to me, that's ticky tack shit. To me, it's like I see what that man produced in the field.
There's some validity to it.
I mean, because Will Campbell got his ass torched and his hands were small. So I get it. I get it.
That's why it doesn't matter. But
size does not matter, sir. It's about the motion, man.
The other names, because we gotta close out because my wife is calling. Got to meet. But I'm gonna say the names. I'm gonna say the names.
Real lights are coming on. My mom's calling me.
but look, we got number 7 is Mason Thomas. I'll be watching him at the Senior Bowl. Banks from
Oklahoma. Caleb Banks, that's a big one because
that's your guy. Caleb Banks, that's your guy.
He didn't play. He only played 3 games this year, so that the medicals are big for him. I'm sure his weight, people will want to see that. Hopefully, he had. I mean, I would imagine I would imagine he's been training, unless he ballooned up for some reason. I don't, But again, you want to see it. You want to check that box. Is he at his playing weight or a little bit better? So yeah, that's. But again, a lot of these guys, there's little things, but I can, for him, that's a big thing.
Lou talked about the wide receivers, like it's gonna be a lot of receivers taking off the board. And it's one guy. Hold on, Dre. It's one guy and Burks from Oklahoma. That's number 10 on a lot of people's boards and all the wide receivers is number 10. Steve Smith, all the other guys have him at number 10 on their board. So,
I don't want another tiny receiver.
Thank you.
5'10".
I don't.
No. He's 5'10", 180, 188. All muscle, as you can see, his orange. Like if you see the kid in person, he's not.
I understand.
But he's a big kid, so that's a lot of another guy to name to be watching to see the 40 time as well.
He says he's all muscle.
I'm telling you, all muscle, and also
he's the little mighty mouse with all muscle. I mean,
also,
he and Branch about the same height. Now Branch maybe is a little more wiry, but still, again, you can overcome that. So obviously, there's been plenty of receivers that have been, but again, that it depends on your flavor, especially with these wide receivers. Some, you talked about the X receiver, the contested catches, that sort of thing, or these smaller guys, shiftier. Maybe you play them more in the slot, and they could be very effective, but there's certain things they may not be able to do, i.e., Xavier Worthy for this particular football team.
Listen, guys, they said no more Speedy Munchkins. We don't want no Speedy Munchkins, man. No Gumbies. There were no Gumbies.
I'm with them, but I'm giving you names to watch the numbers.
No Gumbies.
Names to stop. Drake. It's guys' names because stocks can rise up the board. So with
guys that they probably need. Those are also guys that probably need to run really fast.
As Nick would say, we need girth.
Again, put them into consideration.
Big height, big muscle,
to be higher picks. But like I said, there's at least 12 or 13 of these guys, Hense, that are going to go in the first and second round.
All right, we'll talk more about the NFL combines on Wednesday. We got to call it a show.
Nobody on the field till Thursday, so it's all good.
Blitzers.
Play the Oscar music. They said play the Oscar music, guys.
They're getting played off. Gotta go.
All right, guys. Peace out.
Thanks for playing, everybody. Thanks for playing.
Loyal to the team, every victory we slay. Chiefs Blitz podcast where the real fans unite. Every touchdown score to ignite the night. From tailgate chatter to post game debate, we love our Chiefs, yeah, it's never too late.